Hi, this is Kevin, the creator and developer and programmer of Simple Forex Tester. What I'm going to do here is just going to kind of open it and show you what it looks like. I'm going to run through a little bit, actually do a little bit of testing, and show you how powerful this can actually be in improving your trading. Just being able to test back in history and practice your manual trading. So without further ado, here we go. This is MetaTrader 4, what you guys are seeing here. If you guys don't know what MetaTrader 4 is, don't worry. I'll get into that. And in the training area, I show you how to download and install MetaTrader 4 if you don't have it. It's free, so you don't need to worry about paying anything for it. Inside of MetaTrader 4, they have this thing called Strategy Tester. And what Strategy Tester does is allows you to take automated trading systems. You know, all of those fancy automatic I'll trade for you programs and actually run them back in history to see how they would have performed. Unfortunately, that is the only thing that you can do with Strategy Tester. You can only take an automated system and run it back in history. But in all of my experience and all of the studies that I've done, some of the most profitable traders in the world are manual traders. So people who understand the markets, have practiced their trading accordingly, and actually pull the trigger themselves. You know, you can only really code so much into a robot. Now, that's not saying that EAs or robots or whatever you choose to call them aren't profitable or don't work, because I've seen a lot of them that do. I've made a lot of them that do. But I think it's very important to have a grasp of the market that you're trading and not just kind of trust in some piece of software that somebody else has coded to trade your hard-earned money for you. You at least need to know a little bit about the markets, you know, when to buy and sell, things out of that sort. So what I did is I took Strategy Tester, I created an automatic system, but instead of trading for you, what it does is it gives you a nifty little GUI interface, and you can actually manipulate it and turn it into a manual backtester. So let me show you what I mean. This here is Strategy Tester. Expert Advisor, all you do is pick Simple FX Tester, which should pop up in there immediately after you install it. All you do is you pick your currency pair, make sure model's on every tick, and remember, I'm going to show you step by step in videos how to do all of this stuff. I'm going to leave the period at an hourly chart so we can see what's going on here, and I'm going to start my testing simulation in January 2011, and then just go to the present day. So I'm going to leave visual mode checked as well, so I can actually watch the charts and go ahead and play some trades. So simply click Start, and what it's going to do is open up a chart. It's going to collect all the data, and then it's going to say Program Startup OK. So once you click OK, you've got Simple FX Tester running. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off of it and come back to MetaTrader and remove the grid, you know, just make it a little easier to see. Just kind of set it up like I would my normal chart. You know, I'm going to use candlesticks instead of bars. I like candlesticks better. And I'm actually going to insert a couple of indicators. So, you know, just like any normal trader would. So indicators, put on a moving average. I like a 39 exponential. That's a pretty good moving average. Applied to close, exponential, okay. It's important to note that any indicator will work with this. You can put any indicator on the chart and it'll work with this. And also you can draw trend lines and stuff as well, just like it's a normal chart. You know, don't be scared to actually treat it as if it's a normal chart, because that's exactly what it is. Alright, so now that we're ready to test, you know, I'm going to speed everything up and just press the play button. You'll notice it starts moving, gives you your current bid-ask price, current time, current date, and the day of the week, which is Monday. Shows your account balance, your free margin, how many open orders you have, closed orders, and how many pending orders you have as well. So I can go ahead and pull this down because we're not going to need to use it anymore. We're going to use the GUI. So here we have playback controls. You can speed it up or you can slow it down. You know, let's slow down to, you know, a couple of ticks per second. Or you could speed it up and you can actually do you know, every second is a couple of minutes in some cases. Play and pause controls, you can actually pause it and just pause and wait, or you can play it and have it play back. Place new order, whenever this button is pressed, it actually comes up with an order window. It still has playback controls on it. There are playback controls on every window, so you don't have to keep switching back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and let's say I want to put on an order. You know, I think it's going to go up. everything that is on my chart and all my intuition, everything tells me that this is going to go up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set, like a 50 pip stop loss, a 50 pip take profit. You can put anything in here, doesn't really matter. Or you can just leave it blank. It's just a comment that's attached to the order itself. Order type, you can have instant execution, which places an order immediately, or you can have a pending order, and you can actually tell it at what price and what type of pending order you want to use. But I'm just going to use instant execution. You even have extra options that aren't normally available, such as trailing stops and break-evens, but I'll get into all that inside of the members area. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and place a buy. You just click the buy, it says buy successful. Click OK, and you can actually see it come up over here on the left inside of the GUI, and it shows your current profit. So we're down the spread amount. Whenever you click play, you'll see the buy actually comes up just like a normal buy order inside of MetaTrader, and it'll begin running forward, and you can actually see how this ends up playing out. As far as hedging is concerned, I know a lot of brokers don't allow hedging nowadays, but you can actually do that here. You can actually throw on a sell order as well, and you'll notice I have a buy order and a sell order going on. I'm perfectly hedged, so you can do that. And you can actually place pending orders as well. So if I set up a pending order and I want to do, a buy stop, which is above my current price, you can actually tell it at what price you want to place your order. 56.00. You place the order, it'll actually tell you the order has been placed, and so whenever you play it, you can actually see my pending orders up here. So I'm going to replay it and kind of let it go for a bit. You can actually close out any of these orders real time. Just click close button. You'll actually see my order profits updated. It's closed over here on the window as well. You can click on the pending tab. It'll show your pending orders up. You can actually either just let it be hit, or if you don't want the pending order anymore, you just close it, and it'll actually close it for you. Say you want to modify the order. You just click on the order, click the modify order button, and it actually comes up with all of your order information and allows you to modify it in any way that you see fit. Your stop loss, your take profit, your trailing stops, and your break evens. And there's even this nifty little button which whenever you click it, allows you to move your stop loss to break even, which is your price. So you don't have to look and copy it. You just click break even and it copies it for you. And once again, the playback controls are on the form itself. So I'm going to click pause. You can come back and actually click play, and as it's going, each time you pause it, you'll notice that this number is updated. Your open order profit and loss is actually updated. So we're actually down on this order. What I'm going to do is to show you how you can modify an order. I'm going to open up a sell as well, kind of let it play for a bit. We'll run it forward just as fast as it can go, and then whenever we get to a situation where I can move it to break even, I'll show you what that looks like. But until then, let me just talk a little bit more about it. As you can see, this is a really good way to practice your strategies. You can speed the market up, you can slow the market down. It'll replay back exactly, tick for tick, exactly how the market looked in the past. And what this lets you do is basically trade all of the different market conditions. I actually have a couple examples on this webpage where I talk about average Joe. If he's only got 2 hours a day to trade, and he does that religiously every single day after work, he can only trade between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. we'll say. Well, he's only subject to those market conditions between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. He can't practice his trading at any other point in time. And I'm sure a lot of you know that between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern is a terrible time to trade. It's nearing the area of the yen session, which is not bad if you're just trading the Japanese yen. But most of the market movement occurs at the open of the European session and the U.S. session. So poor old average Joe's not going to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning trading. So any time that he can actually get to practice his trading like a full-time trader is the best time to do it. So you'll notice I've actually paused it, and we've got 2 orders open here. One's down $26 and one's up $7.80. I'm going to go ahead and close the one that's down. Okay, if you press play, you'll notice it closes immediately, and this one's up. So what I want to do is modify this and move it to break even. So you just click modify order. I'm going to click the break even button, which will move price to the entry price, and just click modify, and it will say successfully modified. So now whenever we play it, you'll see my stop loss has been moved. And for those of you who know what a break even is, since my stop loss equals my entry price, I can no longer be there we go, it went ahead and stopped out. I can no longer lose any money on that trade. So I'm going to come back over to MetaTrader and just show you a little bit more. You can actually see an active graph. I'm not doing all that well right now, but you can actually see an active graph of your equity. You know, basically your account as you're going along and running your testing. You can see your account balance essentially is shown to you in a graph. Your results show you everything that's been done, the timeline, the profit, and the stop loss. You'll notice that this most current one is the one that we moved to break even, so our profit on that was 0. So you'll see how powerful that is. And then whenever you're done with the whole thing, let's say I'm completely finished trading right now, you can just hit stop. It'll say connection closed, and you can go ahead and close this because we don't need it anymore. And you can come over to report, and it'll tell you everything that you need to know. It'll tell you how much money that you've lost, how much money that you gained, your maximum drawdown, profit trades, loss trades, consecutive wins and losses, everything. Then you can just simply right click, save as report. You just give it whatever name you want to, and it'll actually pop up. It saves it as a web page essentially. It'll pop up and show you not only the graph that you've done, but all of the information that you got from the reporting screen here. And you can actually just kind of scroll down and check even the ledger that you saw before. The results ledger is also copied over here. So if you'll notice, this is just absolutely amazing. You know, there are products out there that allow you to do this exact same thing. You know, run your manual testing back in history and things like that. But the thing is, there's nothing like this from MetaTrader. There's nothing with a very simple, intuitive GUI that allows you to just run your strategy tests and manipulate the tester. That way you can pretty much just simulate your trading back in history. There's nothing really like this for MetaTrader. So, and I'm a very firm believer in keeping everything in the same program. You know, why would you have a different program to go over to in order to run your testing and your trading and stuff, and then come back to MetaTrader to actually trade live? It's two different places. And also, this is the only one that allows you to use your custom indicators for MetaTrader 4. I know that's a really big thing in MetaTrader 4 is a lot of people have their own custom indicators or their own methods and styles of trading. You might even have a trading system that you've purchased, you know, so on and so forth. This allows you to test all of those, you know, with your manual trading. So it's a very, very nice tool. It's very awesome. So for more information, just go ahead and scroll down this page, read a little bit more about it. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and give me a write at simpleFXtester.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. So thank you for your time, and I hope that you find this tool just as useful as I do.